From a personnel standpoint, we're going to keep tinkering around in the secondary because we're just not playing as good as we need to be. You know, Prentice and Isaiah will still be out there at corner, starting out with Randolph and Brewer. But we're going to play Coleman and Moore, be Moore a little bit more. Justin showed up, and it was good to see him going out there and competing. Had a couple of pass breakups, which we haven't had many of this year. And we might play Rod Wilkes a little bit more, see if he can help us some, take some snaps off of Brewer. We're going to start Marcus Jackson at left guard. He's doing some good things. He's a little more developed physically than James. And we're going to start Justin at quarterback. I know that'll be the big storyline. I just feel like it's something we need to do. I think we have to be very cautious to say it's like last year, because I know that's what everybody thinks. But we had a lot more data on Tyler going into last season when I made the move than I do right now on Justin. We played Tyler in the first game. We played him at Georgia. We played him against Alabama. We played him at South Carolina. And he was the number 2 the whole time he got here. This one is a little different. And so I don't know what it's going to look like on Saturday. So I'm doing it with a little less expectation of what I'll see, I guess is how I'm going to say it. Last year, I felt like I knew what I was going to see. This year, I'm not so sure. But I just think it's the right thing to do.
It was, excuse me, tough to tell Sims last year, you know, that Tyler was going to start. Was it tough to tell him?
Yes, it's very hard. It's probably the hardest part of your job, to look a kid in the eye and say, you know, you're not starting. You know, but I told Matt, I reminded Matt again, and it's hard, that you cannot define who you are as a man and even who you are as a competitor by the result. You just can't. And I told him, he's in a very similar, quarterbacks are like head coaches. They are. They get criticized when the results don't go the way everybody wants them. And the only way you can manage through all that criticism is to understand who you are and what you're doing, and you believe you're doing the best you can. And if you do, you can't let it affect you. And now that's easier said than done, you know, when you get things thrown at you, and it's a lot tougher for a guy who's in college. But that's the position. That's how it is, you know. So you got to learn to deal with it, and he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine.
We did play the top 2 teams, but that's this league, and then when you come in, you got to play to your best, and that's what the coaches expect. That's what your teammates expect, and if you don't do that, then you got to look to the next guy. I mean, we got depth here, so it's just the way it is. You know, I mean, it's Worley's time, and that's the coach's decision. So I'm not going to argue with anything, and I think Worley would do a great job, and Sims just got to keep his head up and just keep working.
You know, we're not throwing and catching the way we need to, and we're not calling the game the way we want to. And so we just need to make this move. You know, I just feel like it's the right, it's not something that's done on a whim. And, you know, we have a lot of data to make a switch. We don't have a lot of data on Justin.
Worley in his practice, what you've seen out of him.
We've seen a big difference in him since Tyler got hurt. Before Tyler got hurt, we were really pushing him to invest more, pushing him to be more focused week to week. And it's human nature. When you're the 3, it's hard to do. You're not going to play. And so that's why I said there was, you know, Tyler came in as the 2. So we had our foot up his tail from day one because he was 1 snap away. Well, Justin, we massaged him a little bit more because he wasn't 1 snap away. But the last couple of weeks we pushed him pretty hard, and he's responded well. And he has a lot of good qualities. You'll see him on Saturday.
Surprised to see Worley go in at all?
Nah. It's not going the way it should be at the quarterback position. And, you know, I know Coach is going to make the best decision for this football team. And right now that's Worley.
What do you guys see out of him in practice? I mean, we see him throw a little bit, but what about him, stands out to you?
But I just feel like he's confident and he wants to play. We were talking yesterday. I asked him, was he ready to go? And he just looked at me and was like, yes, sir. And I don't know why he called me sir, but he was just like, yes, sir. And I was like, man, just we're here for you. I believe in you 100%. I know these coaches believe in you because if they didn't, they wouldn't put you as a quarterback. So, it's great. It's great to see. Hopefully it'll help us. It's the same situation Bray was in. I was talking to Bray as well. I was like, it's the same situation he was in. You got thrown in there. It didn't go great at first, but he got through a couple of breaks and started playing well.
You develop your philosophy on redshirting?
I don't know what you mean. What is my philosophy about not redshirting?
Yeah, I read where you said that.
Well, my philosophy has always been play the best players who give you a chance to win, period. And I think that's my responsibility as the coach. I mean, to me, that's a professional responsibility I have to the organization, to go out and try to do anything I can to win the next game. Not, I'm going to just tank it here and I'll see you next year. I don't view that. I don't like losing. And so I believe that you're going to recruit every year and we're going to sign another quarterback. We got one committed. I mean, what do? You just got to keep signing players and play the best guys that give you a chance to win. And I don't know any other way to do it. Now, obviously, when you get to a point, we're not stupid about it. I'm not going to throw Curbison in the game in mop-up duty on the 9th game of the year when we hadn't played him. So there's a little balance. And quite frankly, we didn't want to play Justin this year. I didn't want to play him. But I believe that that's what we need to do to try to win the game. And I may be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I do believe this, Jimmy, that when you play as a freshman, it makes you a better sophomore. I do. Rick really wasn't ready to play last year, but it's made him a better player this year because he's been out there. You don't get overwhelmed on the environment. You get all that over with. So there's some value in that too. These days of fifth-year senior guys, there's just not that many anymore.